good morning, Honors College. How are we doing today? It's a very mediocre early morning response. How are we doing today? All right, my name is Dr. Bree, and I am the Dean of the Honors College here at Grand Canyon University. I've been here with the university for 16 years now, so I am about to start my 17th academic year here, and I absolutely could not be more excited than I am here right now for this group. Before we get started, just a few housekeeping items. Oh, we're going to back up one. First, I want to make sure that you did your check-in. So did we all scan the QR code and do our check-in at the beginning? Perfect. And then what we also have is we are going to have a QR code up here in just a moment, and it is called our questions portal. And so for this questions portal, if at any point you have questions about today's program, anything that happens today, you can scan that QR code, drop a question in there, and my team will be emailing you back within the next 24 to 48 hours to make sure you have all the information needed before we start this next academic year. Before we go too much further, though, I would like to introduce our student leaders. Now, within the Honors College, we have what's called the Leadership in Action Institute, and I'll explain a little bit more about that in a moment. Within the Institute, we have a fellowship. Now, the fellowship is comprised of 80 different student leaders within the Honors College, and they are responsible for shaping the honors community. They put on our honors events, the social events, the leadership conference, the banquet, our social opportunities. They create and really cultivate this community for you. And so within that fellowship, we have select student leadership roles. And today, I would like to introduce you to our president and our vice president. Please join me in welcoming Shane and Kaylee.
Hey guys, on behalf of the Leadership in Action Fellowship, we would like to introduce ourselves as your president and vice president. My name is Shane Feichinger. I'm a third-year financial planning major here at GCU from Peoria, Arizona.
And my name is Kaylee Ashbrenner. I am also a third-year student here at GCU. I major in marketing and advertising, and I'm from Newbury Park, California.
While GCU may be a lot larger than your high school was, we want you to know that community is still very much within reach. For instance, as a first-year student who commuted, I stayed plugged into GCU by working as a tour guide for the Colangelo College of Business and by joining the Leadership in Action Fellowship.
The community here is truly so special. Take a moment to get to know all the people around you when you get the chance, because I remember meeting some of my best friends my freshman year, not only in some of our original programs, but even in some of my honors core classes.
Regardless of your interest, where your interests lie, or your current experience or knowledge level, we want you to know that there's a place here for you. While GCU has countless extracurricular offerings, we would highly encourage that you consider any of the Honors College's 8 signature programs, whether it's the PAC Development Program, Men of Valor, Young Athena, or once again, your very own Leadership in Action Fellowship.
And if you haven't already and want to stay connected with GCU Honors, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at GCU Honors. If you want to reach out to us individually or our first-year committee director, Catherine Varner, she's over there, she can wave. She's awesome. Yeah. If you want to reach out to us, you can find our emails in your program or at the gcuhonors.org website. If you want to see us in person too, that's awesome. We will be at almost every single honor event, not limited to, but including the follow-up sessions after this, our level-up sessions, and also talk about honors next Wednesday, September 3rd, from 3 to 5 p.m. in the Honors Lounge.
Awesome. While the school year's yet to start, we just want to say that we are so excited for each and every one of you as you enter this next stage of life. And we're equally excited to see the impact you make within the Honors College and the broader university. Thank you guys so much.
All right. All right, so now we are going to dive into the thick of our honors orientation. But first, some of you guys have been sitting around for quite some time. So let's take a moment. I would like you to stand up, stretch yourselves a little bit, and take this time to meet someone new in your surrounding area. We can get so awkward about this too. Don't be shy. Let's get awkward. Make some friends. All right. Now go ahead and have a seat, but I want you to continue taking a good look at the folks that are around you. Like I said, I am going into my 17th academic year here at GCU, my 12th year within the Honors College specifically. And so in those 12 years, there is one thing that I know to be absolute truth. Are you ready for the truth? Wasn't a lot of enthusiasm, but I'll drop it on you anyways. The truth is that what I know is that at least 2 of you here today walked in as complete strangers. But what I do know is that next week you're going to enter your very first honors class, and you're going to spot a familiar face, maybe a face you met here at orientation. By the end of that 15-week course, you're going to be pretty good friends. By the end of the academic year, the light grows a little bit stronger, and we do a soft launch of our relationship on the gram. By the end of sophomore year, that like maybe grows into love, and that's where we make it Facebook official, because we all know that is the only platform where relationships can truly be official. And then as you're planning your graduation ceremony, there will also be another celebration, because that girl just got a ring by spring. And you guys laugh, but I have 12 years of hard data that has been compliance verified, all right? You can meet Gabby and Ethan, maybe Camden and Anna, maybe Zach and Cheney. I have 12 years of examples. So all I'm saying is maybe we start to take honors orientation a little more seriously, okay? All I know is there is no dating app on the market that can produce the algorithm that we just put together in this here arena. Can we get excited about that? And please remember to invite me. I'm a wonderful gift giver, love showing up, love supporting. Go Lopes, Lopes Weddings. Love it. All right, once again, here is the questions portal. If you scan this QR code, you will see this on the corner of every slide moving forward. So if any questions pop up, please drop it in the portal. We will make sure you get an emailed response over the next couple days. We want to make sure you feel as prepared as possible going into the new academic year. But let's jump straight in. First, I'm going to talk through some of the nitty-gritty. I want to talk about the academic requirements. Now, first, I want to commend you on making this choice to join the Honors College. We are so excited to have you as part of our community. This is our largest incoming class to date. Are we excited about that? All right, so some things to know. In order to graduate with your honors diploma, students are required to complete 28 credits of honors coursework. Now at GCU, each 15-week course is typically 4 credits in length. Sometimes they're 2, sometimes they're 3. But your goal is to make sure you earn 28 credits of honors coursework between this semester and the time you graduate. What you will also do is complete one HON prefixed course, preferably HON 110. Raise your hand. How many of you have HON 110 on either your fall or your spring schedule? Perfect. I'll talk a little more about this course in just a moment, but it's required that you take at least one of these HON prefixed courses. Now, the next requirement is that we maintain a 3.25 cumulative GCU GPA. Now, great news, whether you brought in transfer credits, dual enrollment credits, those GPA numbers don't transfer in with you. So you truly have a fresh start starting next Tuesday in your very first course. We evaluate your GCU GPA at the end of each academic year, so in those summer months. Now, if at any point you do drop below the 3.25, do not worry. Our goal is not to kick you out and to shame you and to leave you high and dry. We want to support you. So if you are below a 3.25, we do work with you. We will continue to work with you. We want to pour resources into you and make sure that you have what you need to be and feel successful. So please do not let this GPA be an added stressor, because our goal is that, yes, we prioritize our academics, but we also need to make time in our schedule to accumulate a lot of other really meaningful experiences. All right, so as a quick recap, 28 honors credits, an HON prefixed course, maintain that GPA, and you will earn an honors diploma, a medallion. You are recognized in the commencement program. There's a lot of different ways for us to recognize and celebrate our honors graduates, but this is what we need from the curricular standpoint. Now, when you look at your schedule, over the first 3 or 4 semesters, these are honors general education courses that you will see substituted in your schedule. Again, the credits you take for an honors diploma, these are not extra. It is not added on to anything. These courses substitute out non-honors versions throughout your first 3 or 4 semesters. Please, we don't need to cram them all into one just to feel like they're done and out of the way. Feel free to stretch those out across your first 3 or 4 semesters. Now, HUM 109 is our foundational honors course. A lot of our first-year students take this. It'll replace UNV 103. Now, HUM 201 replaces English 106. How many of you guys did dual enrollment or AP testing in high school? You have an English 105, 106 credit coming in? All right. If that's the case, this course also fulfills an effective communication general education bucket. It fulfills your electives, or if we need to substitute it with a different honors course, we can. We just need to talk to your student services counselor about that option. And then we do have an honors version of Christian worldview. So our CWV 106 replaces CWV 101. If you need to meet with an honors student services counselor, they will be available today, immediately after this session, between 12 and 2 p.m. in Tech 57, which is where we had our brunch event yesterday morning. They will be there for 2 hours to help with schedule changes, schedule questions. Even if you want to look into things spring semester, they can help and answer those questions for you right here today. Meet someone face to face. So know that you can stop by and ask questions today. Now for HON, I want to explain what this course is. HON 110, this is our honors symposium course. Please don't get fixated on the word symposium. It's a complicated word and it's probably not appropriate for what this course actually does. What this course does, all of our first year honor students, we group you together by key discipline area. So whether it's nursing, psychology, biology, pre-medicine, business, every key discipline area has its own section. And what this does is it allows our first year honor students to, one, meet fellow honor students who are pursuing a similar pathway. Even if it's just their degree program, maybe their career paths might differ, but we want you to start to build that network, build that community with honor students within your respective major. Then what we do is we pair in that class a faculty who is a content expert in that subject area. So they've been through the med school process, they teach genetics, they're a doctor of nurse practitioner, they're an engineer. We want them to come in and give you that industry insight. Now this course is the best competitive advantage you have as an honors student. Because what you do is for 7 weeks, we are going to dive into career and professional development as it relates to your industry specifically. We're going to talk, what does ethics mean? What is the current state of this industry? Is AI coming in to replace certain roles, and what do I need to know about that? What are the hiring rates locally, nationally, globally? How do I prepare myself for that transition into my next step, whether it's the workforce, graduate school, medical school? How many of you guys know you need some type of graduate school, medical school, law school, some next step after GCU? What you need to prepare will be discussed in this course. So it is a lot of great information early in your career, because what we know is that at the time of graduation, you need to have a lot more than a diploma and a great GPA to put on your resume. So this course is going to help you map out what you need to do here at GCU to set yourself up for success, not just academically, but professionally. And we're going to tailor it to the field you are trying to get into. And then how many of us, we have no idea what we want to do, we're not even sure we're in the right major to start? Perfect. We have a support group for that. We meet on Thursdays at 7. But this course is designed to help you better understand, what can I do with this major? Do I need to switch my major? We would rather you make those decisions sooner rather than later, so we don't waste time on our path, right? So that is what the symposium course is. Now behind me, you'll see the sections that are scheduled for this fall. So if this course isn't on your section for this fall and you would like to have it added, meet with our student services counselors today so that you can have it added. It's only 7 weeks, so it'll drop off before the rest of your courses hit midterms and finals, but it's a great way to power you through, to power start your time here at GCU. Now, what we also want to do is we want to focus on giving you credit where credit makes the most sense, right? This is a really hard reality. How many of you guys feel really strong about your resume? You were really busy in high school, you were involved, you had great jobs, you did great work. All right, here's the harsh reality. The closer we get to graduating GCU and the closer we get to entering our career field, the less relevant those experiences in high school become. So you truly have a fresh start here at GCU. The overwhelming part is some of us have a very short runway to fill some really meaningful experiences, right? How many of us are planning to graduate in less than 4 years? Yes. Honor students on average are graduating in 3 to 3.5 years, some even faster, which means we have a really tight runway to get you experience that matters. So for our honors college, instead of adding a senior thesis, a big writing project, something that won't translate into industry, we want to prioritize coursework where it matters. We want you interning with industry, starting to establish your career and network with professionals, right? Global education, it's a great way to broaden your lens, to broaden your worldview, to engage with other cultures. So you can earn course credit that way too. Service learning. Volunteer your time, but in industry, right? You're a marketing student, you want to build a portfolio as an advertising major or a designer. You can support companies who can't afford a full marketing team, right? Volunteer your time. We will at least give you course credit in return. So I want you to keep track of these electives because these are really meaningful experiences. It's a way to do what we call work, earn, learn. And this is how we triple dip our time and efficiency when we have a tight runway to graduation. What we want is we want you to get a job that matters, that fills you with purpose, but is relevant in training you for what you want to do in the long run. It would be great if that opportunity also pays you. So that's the earning part. And if I can get you college course credit all at the same time, now I'm being really strategic with my time here at GCU. So that is the work, earn, learn model. Don't forget about these electives. It's a great way to earn towards your 28 credits needed for the honors diploma. All right, now 4 courses. Again, you need 28 credits of honors coursework. We have over 390 options to choose from. Every single degree program here has at least 4 honors options embedded within the core courses for that program. So you have options. If you're going to major, minor, double minor, you have full creativity, full flexibility over where you take those credits, all right? Your SSE will recommend options to you, things that make sense within your regular schedule, things that fit your regular schedule, but you are not limited to those recommendations. You can choose from any of those 390 course options. All right, and now I want to switch to the fun part. I need you guys to just, can we stand up again? Let's do like a quick stand up, shake it out. Wake up, because this is the important stuff. Shake it out. Do another glance around the room now that we know what orientation is really about. All right. Please repeat after me. It's the start that stops most people. Say it again. It's the start that stops most people. Thank you. You can be seated. So this takes me into what we truly value here in the Honors College, and that is the co-curricular experiences that complement your academic programming, okay? Now, I say it's a start that stops most people. I'm about to roll through a bunch of great opportunities for you, and it's here at orientation where everybody kind of smiles and nods, like, that's a great idea. I think I want to sign up for that. I can absolutely make time for that. But then there's a gap between today and actually signing up and actually showing up and doing the thing, right? And so I want to encourage you, this is the time to really challenge yourself, to step outside that comfort zone, to try something new. Now, I'll give you a little tip. I am a sports psychologist by trade, so forcing people into uncomfortable spaces is what I do for a living. So if that makes you feel weird, you might want to avoid me, because I will push you into spaces you never wanted, like public speaking. I give them microphones all the time. I don't know if they love it, but they're going to do it, right? What I know, how many of you guys have been athletes before or in performance settings on a stage somewhere? So if you want to get bigger, faster, stronger as an athlete, what do? You lift weights, it's speed and agility. How many of you athletes, you have trained so hard, you are physically ill? Like you are finding a trash can to puke in, right? And you go home and you're like, that's totally normal. Like that, I'm just going to show up tomorrow and I'm going to do the same thing because coach said so. And you do it. We don't think twice about it. We know if we want to get bigger, faster, stronger, we have to put physical resistance against our body to make that happen. As an athlete, as someone in training, you know that to be truth and you just do it. What I also know is that when we try and put resistance against our mind, we do the exact opposite, right? We are instinctually trained to avoid anything and everything that is uncomfortable. If it is awkward, if it is unknown, if the outcome is not predictable, instinctually we are trained to run and hide and avoid. So when I talk about these opportunities, you are going to get that sense. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I belong in that room. I don't know if freshman year is a good time to take that on. But this is my challenge to you. We are going to train our minds until we puke, right? We do it physically to our bodies. Now it's time to stretch ourselves mentally. I want you to get comfortable being uncomfortable because that is when the greatest growth takes place. So in this Leadership in Action Institute, I would first like to introduce you to Dr. Merritt Hahn. She just had a baby, but she is back with us starting next Tuesday, so she won't miss a beat for our fall semester. She's going to introduce more about what this institute is all about.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Honors College at Grand Canyon University. My name is Dr. Merritt, and I'm so excited to welcome you here to campus this fall. I oversee all of our professional and leadership development programs and our undergraduate research lab. I'm so sorry I couldn't be with you here today, but I wanted to take this chance to say hi, for you to see my face, because I absolutely hope to see you in the signature programs I oversee here this fall semester. I'll be back on campus in a couple of weeks, and I hope to see you in the PAC Professional Development Program, our Leadership in Action Fellowship, or our LIA Scholars Lab for undergraduate research. I know the rest of the team will share with you more about these programs, but I'm just so excited to meet you in a few weeks when I return to campus. So again, welcome to the Honors College, and I'm so glad you're here. I can't wait to meet you soon. Have a wonderful start to your first semester, and lopes up.
All right, so in our Leadership in Action Institute, this is home to 8 different leadership and professional development programs. Now, I'm not going to go into thorough detail on each of these, but in your honors orientation brochure, everyone lift up so I see that you have your honors orientation brochure. If you go to page 5, you will see a full spread, full detail of all of these programs, what they entail, and a QR code for how to sign up. Fun fact, every single one of these programs is completely free of charge. So as long as you are available, there is no cost to you. Now, these opportunities are only as great as those who take advantage of them. So we would love to see these programs full for the fall and spring semesters. Some of my favorites, the PAC Professional Development and Peer Mentorship Program. If you are looking for the foundations of professional development, you want to establish a LinkedIn, you need help with your resume, you want to learn to small talk because we're awkward introverts and that's weird sometimes, PAC is a great place to start. Young Athena is a community for our young women. Men of Valor is a community for our young men. These are programs that are led by students, for students, with experts and industry speakers and phenomenal people who come in to support these communities. There's so many different opportunities, so look through that page, read about them. If you go to the Level Up sessions after this, you will get a lot more content on what takes place in each of those programs. Now, our speaker series, anytime you see something labeled as a speaker series, this means we have an industry expert coming in from either the great state of Arizona or from somewhere across this country. We do have individuals who fly in, who travel in just to speak and work with our honor students. They offer great career and industry insight. They're there for mentorship, for coaching. They'll do one-on-ones, they'll do group talks. But anytime you see a speaker series, this is a way for you to start to establish your professional network outside the walls of GCU, and you don't want to miss that. And then our Canyon Civic Institute, this is a program that you can apply into and become a fellow. So if anyone is interested in nonprofit, government, politics, volunteerism, the Canyon Civic Institute is all about promoting civic engagement, and they meet on a year-round basis. They get to do some incredible opportunities, including a trip to Washington, D.C. And now research. Again, how many of you guys are planning to get into graduate school, medical school at some point? Raise your hands, loud and proud. All right, research. This is one of our huge competitive advantages for our honor students here at GCU. We have an extremely robust undergraduate research program, and if you are in the Honors College, you have access to all of it. So I want you to retain the name Canyon Emerging Scholars. We have a lab within the Honors College specifically, but we can also link you to the 50 other labs that are running across this campus in different disciplines. We also support students in getting published. Now, how many of you guys in your head, you're like, I, one, don't enjoy writing enough to go through that process, nor do I think I'm equipped to go through that process. What I want to tell you, this is one of those get uncomfortable spaces. We just won first place in all of the National Collegiate Honors Council for our undergraduate research journal, and it stemmed from students like you who sat in a seat thinking, I don't know if I'm prepped to get published, I don't know if that's in my future, but they did it. We walked them through it, they published, and we just took first place of all the honors colleges and programs with their undergraduate research journal. So I want to encourage you to explore this opportunity if graduate and medical school is in your future. All right, and then in the Honors College, we are all about customizing your experience, right? We all have different goals and aspirations, things we want to do during and after our time at GCU. So please take a look at that brochure. It more thoroughly outlines all the different opportunities that we offer to you, all right? And it's all about saying yes. Again, it is the start that stops most people. So this is where I challenge you to break through that uncomfortable barrier and just show up. So whether it's joining an honor society, participating in our Service in Action Week, going off campus to do a service project with your peers, doing a global education program, any of these things listed up here, they are meant for you to shape you, to grow you, and to prepare you for the next chapter in your life. And one thing you can earn, which is largely overlooked, but I really want to encourage it this year, for honors students only, we have what's called a graduation with a professional development distinction. And so if you participate in these programs and you accumulate 100 hours of professional development, whether you do that in a year or if it takes you 3 years, if you earn 100 hours of professional development experience, we give you a certificate, a stamp, something that you can add to your resume for your next job interview that shows you've gone through extensive professional development training. This is something only our honor students at GCU can earn. Now, as a sophomore, junior, senior, if you take on a leadership role like RA, Life Leader, ASGCU, Leadership in Action Fellowship, there's a secondary distinction you can earn, which is called a graduation with a leadership distinction. Again, this also comes with a certificate. It comes with opportunities for you to be able to showcase to employers, this is what I've done and here's how I can prove it, right? It's not just a stamp or you saying you went through a lot of training, but it's proof and evidence of the amount of training you've completed. All right, are you ready to shake it up? How many of us love travel? How many of you are from out of state? All right, so we're already traveling a little bit, but how about we go a little bit further? Are we comfortable with that? All right, let's check it out. All right, so that is one of our stops in 2026. So if you go into that honors brochure and you flip to page 9, you are going to see all of the global education programs that we have planned for 2026. So that first one is through EF College Tours. It is our Mediterranean tour. You are going to see a little bit of Spain and France and Italy. It is an unbelievable experience, but spots do fill quickly, so do not wait. We take a group every summer, but our locations do mix up. So in 2027, 2028, the experience might look a little bit different. What we also do is we have some incredible mission trips that are lined up, and so we want to preview some of those with you as well. Now, in the event you forget this information, do know it is in your brochure, and we have a special breakout session with some of our hosts for these tours joining us, and they will be in Tech 57. Parents are welcome. Bring your parents if they're here on campus. I know they certainly have a lot of questions when it comes to global studies programs, but please stop by, get information so that you don't miss out on signing up for these spots. Now, mission trips, we go with Well Child International. We go to Puerto Penasco, and we do a lot of service. There's a few different tracks you can take. It's a medical mission trip, but we also have opportunities in the field of education, working with children. So whatever your major is and whatever your level of experience in the healthcare field is, there is a spot for you. It is one of our most popular. This one fills up the quickest. It is a spring break program. We have 30 spots, and I will tell you those 30 spots will fill. So if you have questions about it, please do stop by and talk to us this afternoon. We are also, for the first time ever, going to El Salvador with our nonprofit partner, Materna. And so Materna focuses more on supporting pregnant mothers and young children who are in need, who need support, who need resources. This is a really small group that's going to go together. So if you have an interest in El Salvador and for that mission, check that out. And then the last one, Hike for Humanity, again, is with Well Child International. And I will tell you, this is a real hike for humanity. This is not a glamping situation. There are no hotels with fancy hot water machines. You are pitching tents, all right? So let's be real about our camping love here. So Hike for Humanity, it's a phenomenal experience. It is a ton of fun. You have expert guides that are joining you. So if you're new to it or testing it for the first time, this is an absolute safe and fun place to do it. But Hike for Humanity, you're going into rural regions in Costa Rica, supporting either from the medical professions or just supporting the community. So if you have questions, stop by, ask us about it later this afternoon. We are very passionate about all of our global education programs, and we even support traditional study abroad. So for traditional study abroad, this is where you can do a full semester, full academic year, or summer in one of 75 different locations across the globe. You can do academic coursework, internships, service learning, learn another language. There are so many ways to customize your study abroad experience. It is not limited exclusively to academic coursework. So if you've ever entertained this, you have some questions, please stop by and talk to us. Every single degree program, every single major, we have pathways and options available, whether it's through traditional study abroad, short-term programs. We also have what's not on here, faculty-led programs. So we have some of our faculty doing really neat trips to other regions of the world. I know Japan is running, and so we have some great options. So please stop by, ask us about those, because spots fill quickly in the fall, and then we start preparing those groups to launch spring of 26. All right, now if you haven't done so already, I need you to pull out your phones. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at GCU Honors. And then the next stop, how many of you have a LinkedIn? How many of you know you need one and it's just sitting on a to-do list somewhere? You need a LinkedIn. So we need a LinkedIn. So as soon as you create one, or if you already have one, make sure you tag us, follow us, get connected with us, whether you add us to your education section, add us to your profile tagline. We just want to know where you are so we can make sure great opportunities get sent your way. So that's LinkedIn. Also, we have an internal website. It's gcuhonors.org. So if you lose this brochure, if you forgot everything that happened here today, you can go to gcuhonors.org. All of our brochures, our flyers, registration links, how to find us, what you need to know is going to be located on this website. So save this website for future use. We have an honors lounge. The lounge is in the engineering building, so as you exit these doors and go to the left, the engineering building, which is right by that main Camelback parking garage, up on the second floor, room 230, is our lounge. We have couches, we have chairs to sit and lounge in, we have tables to do work. It's a nice, quiet space. It's open just about 24 hours a day, and it is just for our honors population. So stop by, use the space, check it out. More often than not, there's snacks hidden in there somewhere. So if you're running low on dining dollars, I'm sure there's a bag of chips lying around that isn't super stale, and I would just go for it. Next, our offices are down that same hallway. So in the honors, or in the engineering building on that second floor, we are right at the elbow of the building. So this L-shaped building, you will find us in that corner on the second floor. So it's room 220, takes you to our main office space. I say this with all of my heart. Very few people actually take me up on it. We want you to come meet us, come ask questions, ask how to get involved. If you feel like there are 8 things you want to jump in and get started on right away and you just need help prioritizing that list, that is our specialty. Most of our team has an extensive background in career development, career coaching, and life coaching. So we love this. We love meeting with students so we can help you map out your time here at GCU so you are as effective as you possibly can be with the time you have. So stop by, check out the office, check out the lounge. It's all in the engineering building. All right, so now here's a quick surprise. I think 5 of you in this room check the cover of your honors orientation brochure. 5 of you will have a sticker on that upper right corner. It looks a little bit like the one you see on the screen. If you have that, stand up because we got a little something for you. All right. We got a GCU Honors College backpack shoved with some swag. Now it's the awkward wait and pause. You're going to have to stand there and wait while I finish this out. All right. So do we still feel awake or do we need some more caffeine at this point? A little more caffeine? All right. So we're coming to the end of this presentation, but I want to leave you with just this because this is really what I feel is our responsibility as administrators in the Honors College. I would love to know that you have more than a diploma and a great GPA to put on your resume at the time of graduation. Truthfully, your resume isn't going to matter to most employers. Your GPA matters if you're getting into graduate school or medical school, but if you're going into the workforce, what I need to know is that you have quality experience that is relevant and that it matters. So this is your time to get started. Again, I saw a lot of hands go up. Not all of us have a full 4 years here, okay? So that means we need to be really productive with the time that we do have. So ask questions, get involved, say yes to something new. Can we commit to that? Doing something new, whether it is within honors or anywhere here at GCU, we have so many incredible opportunities. We just need to see you doing something. We want to see you start to build this new chapter of your life. Can we do that? All right, I'm going to plant one more closing thought for you guys. I need you to find someone next to you. All right. And real quickly, I need you to tell them your absolute most favorite memory from when you were 8. Go. All right. Now, how many of you guys, as soon as I said age 8, your first question was, wait, what grade was that? And that's how you had to start defining that chapter of your life. For some of you, was it easy to come up with that memory? You're kind of digging through your memory banks a little bit? All right, I'm going to get a little sad for a minute. There is going to be a point in time, when you think about it, that memory, for most of you, that was a decade ago. That was 10 years ago. Not 20, not 30, that was 10 years ago. That we're digging through our memory bank saying, what chapter was that in? What grade was I in? What really stood out to me? There will be a point in time where this day, this moment, your time at GCU will feel as distant of a memory as when you were 8 years old. I leave that with you to say, make your time count. Be purposeful in everything that you do. You don't know what you're doing, what you're showing up to. I challenge you, find something that feels like it couldn't possibly be more irrelevant in your life and just show up and see what happens. Because that is when creativity sparks. That is where passion ignites. That is where we learn. That is where we grow. This is going to be a short chapter. The days are long. The years feel short. Before you know it, you will be mapping out your commencement ceremony and planning your graduation parties, right? I know many of you are like, I just did that with high school. I get it. It feels like forever. It will go by quickly. So make the days count, say yes to something new today. Can we do that? All right. Well, the first thing we can say yes to is pizza because it's waiting for us. So as you guys exit, thank you. As you guys exit here today safely, please, there's plenty, so don't rush. As you exit, you can go out either side. There's going to be pizza. Take your pizza and exit out those north doors. I strongly encourage you to take your pizza and walk with us. Join us in Tech Building 57. If you want to dive deeper into the leadership programs, into how to get involved, the social events, the global studies programs, that is where we will be from 12 to 2 p.m. All right, let's have a great year. Lopes up.